Okay, so the question is about startup, and that's a really great question. What programs start up, and do I have control over those programs that are going to start up, or do I not have any control? All right, well, let's talk about the easy ones first. If you go into system preferences, you have the ability to open certain applications at startup. In system preferences, under the users and groups, and I'm recording this so we can post this, I'll post this to the web. The users and groups tab, once that loads up,
User groups, what the line is
about the
that?
fourth line, first item.
User groups.
Yeah, you have login items.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
login items give you a list of all the applications that open. Now, on my computer, I have Teleport, which is a program that allows me to move my mice around. I have Dropbox, which I always want running when I turn my computer on. And then I have a couple of other programs that are a little suspect. Text Expander. Now, for me, that's a program written by Smile on My Mac. It's a company that writes Apple software that gives me the ability to write shortcuts so that I can write RRES, and it throws out a template on an email for me. And I like that running in the background. And then there's iTunes Helper. iTunes Helper is a small little script that's running in the background all the time that allows your computer, your Mac, to detect if an iPhone or an iOS device is plugged up. If that right there, I'm going to take it out of the list by hitting the minus button. If I take that out of the list, when I plug my phone up, iTunes will not open. So if that is in the list, then when I plug my phone up, iTunes will open. For most of us, I sometimes just want to charge my phone through this computer. I don't really want that in the list. So I tend to take that out of my list. So I only have the things in there that are very important that I want starting up. I don't want Safari in that list. I don't want Mail.
Does that stop from backing up then?
Automatically, yes. Because if you plug it in and that iTunes Helper is turned on, iTunes opens and then your phone starts to back up automatically. So all I would need to do is just open up iTunes and it would start doing it for me. But let's say I want to add something to this list. I want Mail to start up every single time. Now I could hit the plus sign and it's going to bring down a file system, and I could navigate to my applications folder, and I could choose Mail as an application, and it would start up every single time that I want to do that. So let's say I want Contacts to open. I'll select Contacts, add that to the list. Now every time I log into my computer, Contacts is going to open. Well, I don't really want that, so I'm going to take that out. But here's the number one thing that happens with people. Because I'll go to somebody's computer and I'll restart, and there'll be 15 things that launch right off the bat. And it's not that they knew to do that. What they did is they accidentally did it. In the dock, and you probably know this already, if you click and hold on an icon, then you can go and choose to open at login. And people often will do that accidentally, and then this list will be full of things to open. Now, those are the main physically visible things. But then there are things that run on your computer that you don't know are running. Do you want to go down that road, or is this pretty much the limit of what you needed to understand?
I used to have iStat menus and go onto the menu meter,
Yeah, I like that.
so I can take iStat menus out of my list.
Yeah, because if you're using Menu Meters, I think iStat's now a paid service, but Menu Meters is still free, so Menu Meters is the way to go. Yeah, and so you could take iStat out of your list.
So I've got well, why does that start? I've got Trend Micro Safe Sync, or Safe Sync. It's like a Dropbox that we use for.
Yeah, and that would need to run in the background if you wanted to have that.
Like Dropbox, and then I have the iTunes Helper, and then the Clear. iClear is it's a personal
Yeah,
that I use. So those four things.
yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, let's go deeper.
Okay, so those are the things that we have control over, whether we want them to run or not. Then there are the things that run in the background that we don't really know about. For instance, if let's say you buy an HP printer and you install the HP print driver, one of the things that HP installs is a little survey script that's always running in the background to tell HP how often are they using their printer, what ink settings are they using, how many pages do they go through, because that helps them with their ability to build more specified products. But those files, because see, when you install a print driver, you put the password in. So you're giving permission to put these little scripts in. Adobe is another one. Adobe will put in the ability to update their program automatically. And you don't necessarily, well, I've talked a lot about Adobe in the past, so we don't necessarily need that.
I don't like anything that's automated on my machine.
Okay, so where we're going to look next then there are two places to look. The users library and the main library. So in the main library, if I click on my hard drive, now if you can't get there, another way you can get there is go under the word go to computer, and then you're in the same place. You select on your hard drive's name, then you select the word library. This is not to be mistaken with the systems library. System is possessive. Systems library. I do not want to go into the systems library. My pay grade does not allow me to look at that, so I'm going to stay out of that. But the regular library, the computer library, there are a couple interesting places to go. One of which is startup items. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a folder called startup items, certain scripts, certain files that live in that startup items folder, like a potential virus, could live in that folder. So generally, I don't want anything in that folder personally. But let's go a little... Right, good. Let's go a little farther. The next two suspects are the launch agents and launch daemons folder. The launch agents and launch daemons folder can sometimes contain things like if you installed MacKeeper, one of those programs that, hey, we'll clean your Mac up. Well, they want to make sure that they start every single time you restart your computer, so they install a little script in either launch daemons or launch agents folder that the operating system is told to look inside so that it then will run that program at startup. Adobe is another one that does that, where Adobe will say, hey, is there an update available? Let's update it automatically in the background for the person. How did they know there was an update? Well, they're always checking because there's a script inside the launch agents or the launch daemons folder. Generally, I take those out.
Both of them? Everything out of there?
I take out anything that doesn't start with com.apple or just Apple. Because the Apple, you might...
Can we take a look?
Yeah, I'll jump over to your screen. So you will see a message to show your screen, become the presenter, and we will see your computer. Okay, pull that over in the middle. All right, so you've got Carbon Copy Cloner that's running. You got Carbonite running in the background, which you may want running. Carbonite needs to, if you're using Carbonite, leave it. You've got the Java installer. Java, we don't really honestly need that, so you could select Oracle and Oracle. You could select, let's see, the Adobe FP Sol, whatever that is. You can take that out. You could also take the Microsoft Office licensing helper out. You don't need that. So you hold down the command key, select multiples, and then the second Oracle. The team viewer, I don't know what that is. That might be one of your additional programs. And since I don't know what it is, I'm going to leave it alone. But you could delete those programs. And it's going to ask you for your computer's password. I don't want to say programs. Preference lists. Toss those out. So that's in the launch daemons folder. You could also look in the rest of these you can leave because you're a Carbonite user. Maybe you have Carbon Copy Cloner scheduled, and those things would need to run.
What's this? Oh yeah, Carbon Copy Cloner.
Yeah,
right.
Bombitch is Mike Bombitch wrote Carbon Copy Cloner, and then the file above that. Let's look at not launch daemons but launch agents. All right, a lot of stuff running here. So let's express this out. Let's pull that out, extend that. You've got some more Oracle that we could say goodbye to. You got all that HP stuff that you could say goodbye to. See, HP Product Research, do you need them telling them, going back and making a call back? Not really, so you could select that.
Device Manager? I don't need that.
No, in com.hp, you can toss all three of those out. Your printer will work just fine. Now, you could toss out the Oracle as well. If you use the Nike Plus all the time, then that Nike thing needs to be running in the background. That's fine. The Citrix above that, that's GoToMeeting. That's GoToMeeting saying, hey, we will look for updates from time to time, and we'll update automatically at launch. If you want that, personally, I take it out, but you can leave it in there if you want. And then you got some other Carbonite items, which we would leave because you use Carbonite. All right? There is one more place to look at where things run that we can't see them, and that is in your users library folder, the hidden library folder. So to do that, you go to the word go, hold down the option key until the library is revealed. Now slide down to library and select that library. Now inside the hidden library folder, you have one more launch agents folder. Go find that launch agents folder, and you might have some Adobe stuff in there. Let's see. No, it looks empty. That's good. That's what you want. All right. With all that, those are the things that we can prevent from running on our computers. Now, if you wanted
Thank you.
if you wanted to see a little bit farther, obviously you know that Activity Monitor gives you the ability to look at processes, but for you and I, these processes are foreign to us. We don't understand what mhmod and chmod, these things that run in the background are, so we're basically just going to leave them alone because that's the operating system. Like the dock is running right now. The dock is a program. 2 or 3 or 4 or 7 people wrote the program for the dock, and it has to run. So we don't want to quit that. All right? Joan, do you have anything else that you want to follow up on?
Okay, now I've lost you. Where's the?
We're still looking at your screen, so I'll jump back over to my screen.
Okay.
All right. Joan, did you have any other questions this evening?
Yes, I have two with regard to Apple Mail. Same ones that I've asked for 3 months. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to go in my iMac. My iPad, it comes instantaneously, and on my iPhone. My other problem is when I try to quit Apple Mail, I have to do a forced quit 90% of the time.
Yeah, okay. We have talked about this and we came up with a solution to this. I don't remember what we did was the solution, but it worked. Gosh. I don't remember what we did, but I do remember having solved this before because I did the legwork on this and I came up with a solution on why that Gmail client was doing that. Let me look back through my answers. Joan, do me a favor. Email that question to me and let me do the research again on it and it'll trigger it. But there is something that's causing Apple's Mail Pro.
It's never gone away, Scotty.
I'm sorry.
Never gone away.
You're falling in and out. Say that again.
Away.
Daryl, are you catching any of that?
Now, I know how.
Yeah. Can you hear me any better? You can hear Joan?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently, all the things that you've tried, and I even went over and tried, and you made some suggestions, haven't worked at all.
Right.
Me was to remove all of the accounts in all of her systems.
I did that.
In computers. Completely remove it, not turn it off, but completely remove it.
Yes, and then I did not get it on my iPad or iPhone because they were working perfectly.
Well, how do you know?
It emails instantaneously on both of them, and it takes forever here, and I can't quit Apple Mail without doing a forced quit.
Okay, now, one of the things I found when I went over there is that she was trying to do a wired network in a.
We changed that, and that's fine.
And that's okay. No, it sounds like there's an issue between the conversation that Apple's mail program is having and Gmail's servers. And when you go to quit mail, like let's say I've got mail over here. Let me go to Gmail here. If you go to quit mail and the quit mail is grayed out, what that tells you generally is that Apple's mail program is trying to ask the Gmail server a question and the Gmail server is not responding. So once that responds, then that gray quit mail goes black again. I believe we deleted the account and re-added the account, and we even re-downloaded everything again. But there's another solution in my brain. There's something else that I remember I did. I don't know if it was with you, Joan, or somebody else, but I remember that when I did it and I found that solution, it fixed it. I just can't remember what that is right now. But if you send me an email, I will do the research on it and I'll try to post it back up if I can remember what that is.
Okay, very often if I delete an email that I've read, it will say cannot delete at this time, and that's an additional problem to why I can't quit Apple Mail.
I've been told by Apple when I called them one time was that there are issues with Google cooperating with Apple Mail.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, email
I
is
read that too.
email is a language, and Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail, Apple's iCloud email, AOL email, GoDaddy email, and the list goes on. Register.com. Every email service out there speaks the language, but with different accents, with different dialects. So, as I've said before, the absolute best experience with Gmail is on a Droid or within Chrome. The absolute best experience for iCloud at Mac.com, at me.com, at iCloud.com is within an iOS device or Maxmail.
That's a good test. To find out whether it's her mail or her computer, does your me.com account behave the same way?
I really don't get anything because I don't use it.
No,
Well, you try that.
no, that's fine. That email is going to be fine. It is the
No?
conversation. It's the conversation between Apple's mail program and the Gmail server. If she had an AOL account, it would probably be okay. If she was using an at me.com account, it would be okay. It's that Gmail conversation that's happening. And I remember that there is something that you can do to prevent that, but I cannot. I
What
just can't
is
remember.
so weird is that it's happening on both computers. So whatever the resolution is one would work for the other.
Yeah, and it might be the resolution at the server level, not at the mail level. In other words, at www.gmail.com, within those settings that we can look at and maybe tweak that. And like I said, I've got this solution in my brain, but it's going to take me a while to look at it. So I'll look at it. If you send me the email and just say, "Hey, why does it take a long time for mail to force quit?" I'll try to remember to answer that and try to post it. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to cut it out here then, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you guys. Coming up Memorial Day, I won't have a Monday session, so I don't know if that's next week or the week after, but we'll see. All right. All right. We'll see you guys.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye, Daryl. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, John.